Good morning, everybody. It's March 8th, 2026. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Um, the next steps forward. Life has a way of testing us. Some weeks and some days we feel heavy, we feel defeated, put through the ringer. And there are other weeks that we're victorious and are on top of the world. And I'm sure you agree. But every week and every day we are given another chance. And I think that's pretty awesome. I've been through the ringer myself. But anyway, my book, Reveline Victory, is out, which you all know, and I'm sure a lot of you have purchased it already. But I'm really excited. This is the hardcover. And I actually kind of looked through it today and looked at some of the, endings things. I actually wrote a poem and different things, and I was surprised that that actually all came out of me. Um, that's great. The stories about my victories, my defeats, and whatever. But there's part of it that really is rooted. I was born in New York City. I'm not going to give away too much information, but we lived on the island. We lived in my dad was a minister, so we moved kind of frequently, not a real lot, not like some ministers. But anyway, we were had a camp in the Adirondacks. As a youngster, Dad somehow came across the opportunity to get it, and actually our family's rooted up there. We have the Waters, the Saxtons, the Harringtons, but they actually kind of settled a little area on Mount Arab Lake outside of Tupper Lake. But we'd spend July. Usually Dad would take July off. So that would be our greatest month of the year. And as a youngster, we'd take that long drive all the way up from Long Island, which seemed to take forever. It was an 8-hour drive with my older sister, my younger brother and younger sister, and we kind of fought the whole way up. You know what it's like back in probably, I don't know if it's like that anymore, but those days we didn't have anything to distract us like phones and little handheld games and stuff like that. And all we had was picking on each other. But anyway, the ride was long and tough, and there was actually a section of road between Long Lake and Tupper Lake that was being rebuilt. And it was a long stretch. There was a lot of holdovers, just as, waiting as they're doing all the building and constructing. But it was amazing. Today, that is the most beautiful stretch of road you could drive if you ever get a chance and you're going up through the Adirondacks. That's Route 30 from Long Lake to Tupper Lake is just a beautiful stretch of road. But anyway, we get to the lake, and I was, I don't know, 6, 7 years old. But it's a private lake, so you can't drive to the camp. You drive to the main parking lot, and then there's a long path to the main dock, and then there was the lake, and then you take a boat across to your camp. But as a youngster, I remember getting out of the car, all excited. I'd run down that path and literally just run down off the dock and jump right in. Didn't matter how freezing the water was or not. I just jumped. But anyway, those are some great memories as a barefoot kid in the Adirondacks back in those days. And actually, I could say it was back, I don't know, mid-60s, 65, 66, 67. I don't know. We actually thought we saw them land on the moon when we were looking in the sky that when they supposedly landed on the moon. But anyway, those days are just great memories. The book's about my mistakes. It's about my lessons. It's a lot about how, our lives were shaped. And I'm sure your life's, you've been through similar experiences. No matter what the experiences are, the has all shaped us to what we are today. But, some of you are tired. Some of, you're tired of life. You're tired of fighting. You're frustrated, defeated. Some of you are stuck. I was there. I chased, dreams forever. I did a big, revitalization of Tupper Lake and a dream store and everything else. I had the participation. I actually reached out to, town officials and the local paper, and I was getting positive feedback, but I never had a chance to really chase it because I had no money to back me. I just was a dreamer and was proposing a dream. So in the end, the newspaper actually wrote an article. I believe it was last January 5th in the Tupper Lake, whatever the paper is up there. They did a pretty big article, which I'm, very grateful for. But soon after that, it kind of fizzled away. And when it did fizzle away, again, I felt defeated and I didn't know what to do or where to go. And that's where the idea of helping others as opposed to helping a town or something like that. So that's where my book came into play. And then when the book came into play, I'd actually realized that, it's given me this new mission. And I'm grateful for it. And I hope I can help you and help others to a much brighter future. Some of you are still searching for a meaning. I kind of am too, but I think I've stumbled onto something here that's going to be very good for us. Very good for me, very good for you, and very good for the future of the world. And to believe it or not, some of you, I believe, are doing much better than you can imagine. Your story isn't finished. My story isn't finished. It all comes down to the basis of what I've been writing about, which is love, faith, unity, and truth. Love heals us. Faith guides us. Unity strengthens us. And the truth will set us free. When we live by those things, life starts to make sense. And it is. It's starting to make sense to me now. And I can thank you for that. So this week, do me a favor. Please. Call someone you love. Reach out to someone and just visit. Say hi. Forgive someone. Help someone. Help a stranger. Listen to their story. Help them. And most importantly, believe in yourself. Your past brought you to this point, and it brought you here. Your future is still being written. Let us walk together, because the best chapters of our life is still ahead. Lord, thank you. Thank you for another day of our life. Help us walk in love, faith, unity, and truth. Give us strength. Give strength to the tired, hope to the hurting, and courage to everyone listening today. Guide us. Guide our steps this week. Amen. This is Revelion, a revolution that begins with us, begins with you, begins with me. Remember this. walk this journey together. I love you. Have a great week. Until next time, God bless. Thank you for listening.